So hello folks, this is in this video we'll be discussing about what is robotic process automation and how it usually helps in maintaining the curriculums of the technology. So this video I'll be discussing everything in details with explanation regarding the RPA development, or you can say that. I'm sorry. So in this video we'll be discussing the content of how automation is useful, where it is useful, how it usually helpful for different MNCs, and how they are usually helping in respective to their day-to-day work life in different companies, in different MNCs. So in this video we'll be discussing in detail regarding that, and I hope you will definitely enjoy the session. So let me, without wasting the time, let me go to how it usually helpful. So I will not be reading all this stuff, so which are even not important for you. Just I'll be giving you just information, just information regarding how it is useful, necessary in regards with the RPA's development. So before discussing, I'll be giving some examples that how robotic process automation is useful. Walmart is one of the company where in the US who usually starts working with drone technology with RPA development. And similarly, robots are been Nestle, we can say the Nestle company, food product company, has already installed robots for selling coffees. So these things are important when we discuss about how the optical character recognition, or OCR, TTR, we can say that OCR, optical character recognition, one of the main factor of computer vision programming, where uh, the image of one of the thing is been fetched, and how it is been recognized. That's all comes under C, or you can say that CV, computer vision programming. So computer vision programming is also very important in regards with RPA development. Unless and until we do not know this, there is even more difficult in the optical recognition through webcam image processing, we can even say that. So these things are prior important when we discuss about that. So similarly, Ford Motors also introduced the mechanism for device management, device production in a mass, because Ford Motors, we all know that it is a company where it has been producing lot of goods, lot of machinery products, and how it is usually maintaining their database. So that's important when it comes about regarding the knowledge of automation, how the knowledge of automation usually helps for in reading the database, in illustrating the database, in fetching the database. So one of the best example is also been given in the form of Ford Motors. So not only in different companies but also in small scale industries, we can say that there are already intervention of human assistance. So human assistance, with the human assistance, there is lot of development in the process of automation. So automation usually helpful when we usually deals with robots, because they are even though they are cost effective, but they are time consuming. We can say that in a very stipulated time the task has been completed with a full-fledged enthusiasm, right? So that's also matters when we usually see the movie of robots. Okay, when we usually see the movie of robots, so in a specified manner they usually process the things, right? So usually process the things, they maintain the things, and they give assistance, right? So these things are prior important when we usually deals with the automation in small scale industries. Then after BPM tools, when we already discuss about business processing tools, so business processing tools usually helps usually maintain the, we can say that maintains the automation workflow of automation usually been processed in BPM tools, because it usually carries the information, carries the database in real time basis, in real life scenario also we usually helpful in business automations, right? So these things are prior important when we usually discuss about how BPM tools are even making their intervention in the RPA development. Okay, so these things are also important, right? So when we usually discuss about, there is specified examples about how the ABC company Julia, who is system assistant, how he usually records the data, how he processes the data without the help of automation, and with the help of automation they have in two perspective they have assigned. Okay, in two perspectives they have assigned. What are the two perspective regarding that? So one is, what is the first most example which I want to say you, one is positive impact, as well as one of the key factors, we can say that before and after. Okay, before and after. So before how it was, and after how it was, it has been also discussed. Okay, so before how it was and after how it was, it has been illustrated here. Before, there is a lot of paperwork which has been going on in different companies, in different organizations, but now the automation has already delivered a immense time efficient process, where the processing of database is been stipulated, is done in a very stipulated time. So this is how the perfect examples have been given in the world of digitals. Okay, so scopes and techniques of automation. When we discuss about scopes and techniques, there are a lot of scopes, because there is various techniques useful available in the automated steps, and the process is being organized where the software system is being accomplished with certain tasks, which I have already said. Before looking at these techniques, however, let us see what can be automated and what should be automated. Okay, so these things are very important. What should be automated? What are the things we should have to automate? One is when we come across repetitive steps. Okay, when we usually come across repetitive steps, it needs automated. It need to be automated with a minimized steps, with a very minimized steps, we can say that. Then after, time consuming steps. Okay, time consuming steps is very important regarding that. In the manufacturing industries usually maintain that. Then after, high risk task, then after usually high risk tasks, nuclear power plants usually have this. Nuclear power plants usually need machineries to be executed rather than human intervention, right? So there is specified examples of how medicines, industries of production. So these are very important when we discuss about the what should be automated. Okay, task with low quality yields, it should be automated. Okay, low quality yields should be made with a very advanced high strategy, right? So task involving multiple people and multiple steps, like what production of we can say that will shop level, or we can say that village level shops. We can also even say that very small scale industries also, we can give an examples where it involves multiple peoples to do some certain work. But even if we automate these things with the machinery, then definitely human intervention will be decreased. Okay, so and everything else which is even more important, right? So these are the things where we should have to automate. Okay, so what can be automated? So question is, what should be automated and what can be automated? So well defined rule based steps should be automated, can be automated. Logical reasoning, then after, an input to the task can be delivered to the software, where we'll be delivering in UI path academy. Okay, where we will be delivering in UI path academy, where you have to keep a note on that. Okay, thereafter, input can be dissipated by the dispensed by software system with available techniques. Okay, so once we install the software, it should be implemented in the hardware kit. So this is what we have learned in electronic and communication engineering. May have the idea of how they are dealing with Raspberry Pi, and how they are dealing with Python. Okay, PHP programming, Python programming, or we can say that CV, computer vision programming, where it usually includes the image processing. So these things are very important regarding that. So that's the thing which I want to say you. So then after, output system is accessible. Okay, where it can be automated. Then after, benefits are more than the cost. Okay, benefits are more than the cost where we used to install this automation system. Okay, so techniques of automation. What are the different techniques where we usually automate the things, where we usually illustrate starts functioning the things? One is custom software, developing new software to perform repetitive tasks. Okay, so these things are also important regarding custom software. Then after run book, so run book is just a typical used for IT based operation. Okay, so these are also important. Then after batch files usually are very popular. They are used to compile sequence of commands that can be run in a single click, or commands like we can have the scheduler programming where we have already learned in our in our semesters what batch is all about. Then after scrap Vapor. So Vapor is just about wrap around existing software and host client application where we will be having the monitoring activity of both clients and server. Okay, so putting validation on the top of a mainframe application using hummingbirds, hosting website, or we can say the website inside a cell, and navigation and action. These are also important when we usually discuss about the techniques of automation. Then after browser automation, where it also been helpful for for the grease money and many other web microsoftware helped in browser based automation where we have learned about. It can be used to read from a website and save to a database. Okay, so it can also write to wheel based of rules. Using this technique, a whole website can be changed and components can be added or removed from the website. So this is how the browser automation is usually helpful. Then after desktop automation, so traditionally desktop automation used to mean that the multiple screen of a desktop where were woven together to present single screen, and there was some data transfer from one screen to another. So these are also important when we usually discuss about the desktop automation system. Okay, so then after database, very important, the final perspective about how to maintain the data. So this is very important in regarding that. So here you can see the workflow of pre-RPA script, micro run book, desktop automation, browser automation, wrapper, APIs, then after web server, database integration, assistant robot process automation, unattended RPA, then after intelligent automation. So these are the steps which you usually includes in the process of automation. Okay, so this is how it is prior important in respect to how usually RPA is helpful. So I hope you have enjoyed the session. Thank you for watching my video. Thanks a lot.